Hello everyone and welcome to another Deviant.fun flash review, and today it's a special review because we don't even own the book in the shop. This was a personal purchase. Guess what? I also buy books, of course, right? CEO of Deviant.fun buys books. Yeah, and I actually bought it in the open market because I found it at a special price and it came damaged. What else is new? It's not a big damage, but enough for me to not wanting it and asking for a replacement. So, what book are we talking about? It's a book named Giant by NBM Graphic Novels, which is, I must confess, a new name for me. I didn't know NBM Graphic Novels until now. And it's by Mikaël. Mikaël is known for working with Loisel and Trip, and in this graphic novel is doing all the work except for the introduction, which is done by Trip, better saying because it's French or Belgium. And there's mentions of Régis Loisel also here because Trip works with him. It talks about Magasin General, general store, in Portuguese Armazém Central, which has just been the second volume has just been published here in Portugal. So now we have a collection of 4 volumes because each book contains 2 volumes of the original works. But this is Mikaël only book. He did everything. He penciled, he colored, he scripted, and it is very interesting to read the introduction because the introduction talks about the inspiration to the book, and the inspiration is this photograph here, from which only two persons here are identifiable. This guy over here and this guy over here. The rest of them are incognitos, and even who took the picture, that's an incognito too. There's no assurance of who took the picture. So this, as you can see, is set during the times when America was building its first skyscrapers, so that would be the 1930s. It's set in New York, and it revolves around an Irish community which migrated to the US by this time, trying to find better opportunities, work, get away from poverty, get away from war, because there was IRA at the time bombing everything up. And they had just come out of a fight for independence. And so there's a group of very tight Irish people with some other nationalities in the middle, but they're mostly Irish. And our character is nicknamed Giant. That's what they call him. And I think they don't even know his real name because he has a dark past that the book will unveil slowly. And so they're workers. They work, I don't know how many feet away from the ground, but too many. If they misstep, it's the end. And it happens in this book very early. We see a guy, we know of a guy that fell from the building while working. Because he was doing some drinking and spending his nights with hookers and etc. So instead of getting some rest, he was partying all night. So he got careless, and that's where the story ended for him. Then before that, we see a new character, a new Irish young man that joins the workforce, and he soon discovers that Giant is a man of few words, when any, but he still tried. Every other worker has stopped trying to talk with Giant, but he doesn't give up. He's a chatterbox, and he really tries to suck some words out of his mouth, and he becomes what we can describe as his best friend. He will later on confide on him, but it will take a lot of time before he does that. He saves his life just here, as you can see. But you could think that the book is all about the dangers of working in such conditions and etc. But that's only the background for a very personal drama that involves Giant, this secluded person that is isolated from the rest of the world. He chose to. We can understand that he has something in his past that he doesn't want anyone to know, and that's why he's so reserved. And the thing is, this guy dies, right? And he's got a wife and 3 kids away in Ireland, and all the family is going to get is a few dollars from the fund of the workers, and that will be it. And it so happens that Giant, because of the life he lives, a very simple life with no vices, he does smoke and drink, but he lives a very quiet life. So he's got some extra bucks, and he actually gets his hand on correspondence from the wife of the fellow that fell off the building and died, and he gets emotional with it because he understands that the wife is very anxious because she hasn't received any news from him for months now. And the kids are starting to get unsettled, and she's worried, sick. And by reading those letters, he finds himself unable to write the letter that he was that he was given the task to do, which was writing a letter saying, "Look, your husband died. Here's some $50 for your family to help you cope with the loss of income." And that's it. So he doesn't find himself the strength to give the news, the harsh news, to that happy family and to that loving wife. So guess what? He starts writing back as if he was the husband. And yeah, and that's how the drama unveils. We see Giant getting raveled around this lie, each day bringing him more guilt and sadness, but he has to keep the lie. You'll also find interesting how he writes the letters, because if he would write them by hand, his wife, the wife of the deceased man, would know it wasn't him. So he manages to find a typewriter in a very special way. You'll have to read it to see. I'm not gonna spoil it. Then there's these in the middle. There's these fights between the communities, the Italians and the Irish. He gets beaten up. He also gets betrayed by his wannabe famous actress, which is his neighbor. Sorry, and she's just a woman looking for adventure and fame and money. So there's some betrayal there. But one guy who will stand always next to him and helping him is the newly employed young Irishman. He will be there always next to him, side by side. So you'll have to read the book to understand what happens. How does he untangle the lie? How does it all end? It doesn't end well, I must say. But still, there's a a twist, a little twist, really in the end, that makes it less bad and gives a warmer tone to the end of the book. But yeah, is in for a treat, because he's gonna pay for his actions, because he's actually lying and betraying the confidence of that woman and her family. As you can see, the art is wonderful, the colors are great. That's what we should expect from Mikaël or Mikaël, I'm not sure how the name is pronounced. But look at this, it's a gorgeous book. The paper is super thick and glossy. The cover is also very sturdy. This is a book made to last, very good edition. You can count on that. Here's the spine. The cover is very different from the art that you see inside. It's much more somber, but yeah, there's a lot of gray and brown in the book too. But yeah, it's much more vivid and colorful than the cover. So if you didn't understand that yet, I really enjoyed this book, so I really recommend you to take a peek at it. This was actually recommended by a friend, and I thank him for that. Otherwise it would have gone under our radar. So kudos to you, you know who you are. Yeah, so if you're interested in this book, you can't still buy it with us, but you'll soon be able to, because we want this in our store. After reading it, it has to be in the store. This is a great European comic book. Yeah, really liked it. So if you liked the video, by the way, talking of likes, please like it. If you have been following us and following our reviews and our leaf-throughs, then why not subscribe the channel? It will help us grow, and we will be very thankful to you. Otherwise, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram and get some news about the shop itself, about the comic industry as a whole, and yeah, that's it. So until the next video, please stay safe, stay well, have pleasant reads, lots of them, if you can, if you find the time. I hope I had more time, but fortunately I managed to get some time to read this Pearl. Yeah, I'm thankful for that. So, Deviant.fun out in 3, 2, 1, bye bye.